so far have been young women, and not in the age range of Kristi.
It's the biggest lead in the Kristi Cornwell abduction in quite some time. News that a suspected rapist who shot himself dead might be linked to her abduction 9 months ago. Phone lines lighting up. Elsie, Florida, your question or thought, ma'am?
Hi, Jane. Thank you for taking my call. I think they should look at the previous address where the man that committed suicide lived and check the surrounding areas to see if any clues or dead bodies are found around the residence of the man that committed suicide.
Interesting point. Mike Brooks, is the fact that this potential suspect is dead, going to make it harder to solve this case?
Well, sure, you always like to have someone to interview, Jane, but, you know, what John was saying, they do have that car, that vehicle, that with the brush guard. They can process that car, even if he has washed the inside of that car, even if he's vacuumed on his own the inside of that car, there's still a possibility, or I should say SUV, there's still a possibility of trace evidence, hairs, fibers, DNA, these kind of things. And also, his cell phone records can go back a number of months, find out where he was, and try to put together a timeline of where he was when all these different incidents took place.
That's true. If he has no alibi, then
Exactly.
that also points to him. Now, what about the anonymous grandmother who wrote a letter to the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department wondering if her grandson might have been involved in Kristi's abduction?
I want to talk to the grandmother that wrote the anonymous letter to the Union County, Georgia, and Cherokee County, North Carolina Sheriff's Office, saying that she had suspicions that her grandson may have been involved in Kristi's disappearance. Come forward and give law enforcement the information they need.
Joanne, have you heard anything else about that mystery grandmother and the letter that she wrote saying she thought her grandson might have been involved because he also drove a light-colored Nissan Xterra?
No, not really. I mean, I know the GBI are still working on that lead, but I've not heard anything in recent weeks about it.
John Bankhead, does this new development kind of cancel that out? Is it either or could it be both?
It's a good question. You would think any grandmother that would have seen, and that she should have seen, Ms. Cornwell's plea would have called, and we have not heard from her, so that raises an interesting aspect of this particular situation.
Have you been able to determine whether this man who shot himself has an alibi for the day that Kristi Cornwell went missing?
Agents have done and are doing everything they can do to follow this lead. And as far as forensic evidence and other issues that were mentioned earlier. So that's about all I can say about that point, that issue at this point.
And is it frustrating to you that he is dead, that it makes your investigation more difficult?
It does make it more difficult. You know, it presents a situation that if he were involved, which we don't know, that, you know, we may never find Kristi. So
oh my God.
It's a horrible fault. But
well, thank you, sir, and Joanne Cornwell. Our thoughts and prayers are with you. We are not going to let this story go. We want justice for you and your family, and we want you to be able to bring Kristi home. You are watching Issues on HLN.